Greetings exiles, and welcome to the Fortesque Institute for Inspired Learning. Joining me today, as always, are Sir Reginald Amadeus Fortesque III.
Greetings!
And Frank.
Greetings.
And today we're just going to be going over
Where you can stick it.
What this basically is just where on the passive tree you can put an inspired learning and what kind of nodes are around it that you can take advantage of. So let's get started. First off, let me just give you a brief overview of where the inspired learning capable nodes are. First off, we have one by the duelist. We then have one by the ranger, one by the shadow, one by the witch, and one by the templar. That's a total of 5 inspired learning nodes, but we can only ever use 4. So now let's dig a little deeper into what these nodes can offer us aside from the dual socket to place the inspired learning. Starting with the duelist, we have 4 notables nearby, which means we have to pick them all up. These are an endurance charge, some mana and mana gained on hit, life and life regeneration, and evasion rating and armor, as well as resistances. Around the duelist, there's plenty of dual wield, one-handed and two-handed attack damage, as well as a few little projectile nodes and leech. So this is an interesting area for any attack build that's not going to be focusing too heavily on crit. Next we have the ranger. The ranger's dual socket is close to 5 notables, so we actually have a choice this time in which 4 we take. We have survivalist, which gives us some evasion rating, elemental resistance, and cold resistance. We have heartseeker, which gives us some crit chance and crit multiplier. We have acuity, which gives us some attack speed, accuracy rating, and dexterity. And we have herbalism, which gives us some life and life recovery from flasks. This is also a nice area for attack builds, primarily projectile attack builds, as all the bow nodes are located around here. We also have some one-handed nodes and projectile damage nodes around here. So this is an interesting second inspired learning for a shadow build or a duelist build. Next we have my personal favorite, which is the shadow socket. The shadow socket is close to 5 notables, these being a power charge, a frenzy charge, some life and life leech, some mana and mana leech, and nullification, which is life, energy shield, evasion rating, and all resistances. Around there we have generic crit nodes, generic damage over time nodes, attack speed, cast speed, elemental damage, and physical damage. So we have plenty of options around for pretty generic builds. This is a great inspired learning node for anyone who's coming around this area. Next up we have the witch, which is a little bit more confusing. The socket is in range of dark arts, which gives us some insane attack and cast speed while dual wielding, worth considering if we're dual wielding. We have alchemist, which is the flask nodes. If you're using flasks extensively or even not that extensively, I recommend this node. We then have blast radius. If you're using an area skill, you pick up blast radius. End of story. We then have arcane focus. If you're building around energy shield, either as CI, low life, or hybrid, then this would be a node to take. And then we have a power charge. Around here we have plenty of 1 damage, as well as a lot to do with spell damage. So if you're doing an inspired learning caster, this would be the place to come. Next we have the Templar. The Templar also only has 4 nodes within range of the inspired learning, so we would have to pick them all up. These include a power charge, an endurance charge, some life and aura effect, and some armor and energy shield. So this is pretty nice for hybrid builds. Around the Templar there's a lot of generic elemental damage, as well as some generic spell damage and melee damage. So it's a nice all-around area if you're planning on coming to the witch or coming from the witch and don't want to take the ranger. I would love to see your inspired learning setups, and as such I will be running a competition. There will be more details of that in the coming days. The Fortesque Institute for Inspired Learning would like to thank you for watching, and please to stay tuned for our next video, which will likely be the announcement of a nice little giveaway for those of you who want to participate in this little inspired learning adventure of mine. So from myself, Sir Reginald Amadeus Fortesque III, and Frank, we say good luck, stay juicy, and you know where you can stick it.
I'm Sir Reginald Amadeus Fortesque III, and I approve this message.